Yes! Zezame Watches has been incredibly generous to the channel. Once again, this time not giving one, not giving two, not giving three. It's only two. Okay, maybe two GMT watches to the channel for me to review, and I'm excited to do so because I absolutely love the dial colors to these watches. I like the design. We're getting a little bit of a Bell & Ross feel here, but there are characteristic differences within it, so let's get into it without further ado. Powering these two GMT watches is the NH34, and since the summer of 22, we have seen a lot of GMT watches come out, it being reliable and it also being affordable, giving us access to affordable watches, which is a category that I like to explore here on this channel and bring to you if whether or not the watch in fact is going to be a value for purchase. Kicking things off with the bracelet slash strap, as we can say at this point, because we know from the other review that I did from the White-Eyed Dragon version model that they had in the past and I did a review on, we know that Zezame not only does a phenomenal job with packaging, but they also include an additional strap, which is very nice. But keep in mind with this one, there is going to be a screwed in spring bar instead of your conventional loaded spring bar. So you do require two screws to get that undone and make the swap out to the band. But Zezame also is including two screwdrivers and an additional pair of those screwed in pins with the watch to make that happen, which is also very nice and very thoughtful moving forward. Everything that they do with the packaging and the straps, I think, is very valuable going into their watches. Now, with the 6 models that they have to choose from this line, you'll have your choice between getting a regular stainless steel or you'll get a PVD coated stainless steel version of the bracelet going with the watch. Solid male end links with primarily being brushed throughout the entire bracelet with a little chamfer of a polishing going towards the center link. Friction fitted pins, and I have to say that the bracelet does articulate and feels of value for the price that we're paying on the bracelet, where we know sometimes we get a little bit of a cop out when it comes to affordable watches, but this time the bracelet does feel very nice. It looks very good, and the hardware we're getting for the clasp is going to be a combination of mostly brushed with polishing on the sides. It is engraved with the Zezame logo, and I'm actually glad that Zezame went with the push deployment clasp on this, because when you do this style bracelet and you decide to go with a butterfly clasp, the problem is that if you're not giving anywhere for half link to do an adjustment, most of the time it's going to miss the mark and you're not going to get that bracelet on to fit, and you're kind of chancing it with customer to customer. Two tooled micro adjustments also on the clasp, and if you fancy yourself a rubber silicone strap, it will be included with your purchase. Durable to the amount of material that is put into the strap, supple to the touch, and the buckle is well finished as well, being brushed and polished with a nice Z-shaped logo to the name, PVD coated for the PVD coated watch and stainless steel for the stainless steel watch. Both bracelet and strap is integrated into the watch for that type of look, and it's nice to have two options right on hand from the purchase. Flipping them both over, we are getting an exhibition style case back with a screwed in with screws case back. And the rotor from this view we can see is decorated with the Zezame logo with text around it on the stainless steel engraved. And on the back of the case itself, we are seeing some brushing along the way. For keyless work function, we are getting a push-pull crown, nicely finished and engraved at the head of the crown. Very easy to grip. It's a standalone crown. It has retired its guards. And Zezame did a very good job with a combination of polishing and brushing on its head. It's very decorated and very easy to function. From its side profile, we could witness horizontal brushing on the case with polishing along the top edge of the case, leading into the lugs that have a vertical brushing, all well nicely refined. Now on paper, the case width reads 40.5 millimeters with a length of 48.50 millimeters, which sounds really hefty. However, Zezame had done a significantly good job with that male end link being very angled to wrap around the wrist, and this is what it looks like on my 7¼ inch wrist, still being able to fit with those dimensions. The bezel. There's no bezel on this watch. The top of the case is actually still vertically brushed from the lugs leading in and has a nice angle type of look towards the top of it. Double faux screws have been placed on each corner that is rounded off in the case for design, leading into a very high raised sapphire crystal with AR coating, giving us a very transparent side profile view into the watch in replace of the bezel itself. Sitting just beneath that domed protection, we lead off with hands that are going to be a syringed looking type for the hour and minute hand. The second hand having its corresponding colorway to the watch itself for contrasting colors to its dial. Lume paint applied at the end, and the GMT hand that matches the second hand. The chapter ring playing an important role of giving us that GMT functionality and being able to track another time zone. And this is where we generally find the colorway matching that extra strap that's given as a band in silicone to match the watch when pairing it with it. Dual colors for the applied paint on the numbers and markers to capture whether we're talking about daytime or nighttime. The 24-hour tracking system has been replaced on its positive numbers with a standard dot in paint, which also contrasts its chosen dial colorway to make for an easy read. Speaking of the dial, this is where I was really drawn to the watch. The dials are done very nice in each and every colorway, giving us a textured of almost an oil painting and having that brush-like or brush stroke effect into the texture of it, surrounded by applied hour markers that have been brushed in the center and polished on its edging. We can also witness at the 12, 3, 6, and 9 has been filled in with a loom-like bar, also within the hands of the hour and minute hand, the GMT hand, and on the end of that second hand to give us a nice cool crosshair effect for our nocturnal adaptation. At the 3 o'clock, we witness a date wheel complication added to the watch that has been framed out with a polished stainless steel. And the date wheel is also loomed as well for a nice party trick. The minute markers, the logo at the 12, the text at the 6, all have been painted on, with the 12 o'clock being slightly bolder, but still given a lot of restraint to where the name of the company isn't too much in your face, and the GMT colorway matching with the watch's corresponding contrasting color. Improvements to the watch. The watch is honestly well-rounded in its specifications and value. I would say maybe bring down that sapphire crystal by a millimeter or two just to alleviate some of that thickness coming from it, and maybe even adding some crown guards just to protect that nice crown that is well finished. Maybe slightly raised or angular shaped crown guards would be a very nice addition to this watch. Secondly, the watch is only 50 meters of water resistance. It would probably serve Zezame well to bring that water resistance up to 100 meters or even 200 meters of water resistance if given a screwed in crown and possibly a screw down case back, which maybe they opted out because it would make the watch even thicker than what it is. It being already 13.6 millimeters, I kind of understand the route that they took, but I also know that enthusiasts rather see a little bit higher water resistance within their watch, even though most of us are desk diving junkies. But even with that being said, I really feel like the watch is worth its value and punching above its weight class with giving us 2 straps, the nice packaging, the fantastic dial design that we're getting here. Zezame also seems to be interested in not doing a one-for-one copy, giving us that Bell & Ross kind of feel, but with their own spin on it and stepping away from a lot of the language design that they have for themselves. Upon making this video, the watch cost anywhere from $212 USD to $226 USD, and I'll leave a link in the description to the website where you guys can view the different color options that they have on there for you guys to choose from. This is not an affiliate link, and aside from the watches, there were no other compensation for me to make this review. All of my opinions are my own without any outside influence. Let me know what you guys think of this Zezame GMT watch, and if you have a little bit more time, check out the review I did on their standard 3-hander, White Eyes of the Dragon. And please don't forget, all of our journey started with a watch, so no matter what kind of watch you like to collect, no matter where your journey takes you, you guys are all welcome on this channel and in this community, as you should be. I appreciate you guys for checking out the review, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.